What you're looking at here is a built in 1933 kids toy, built by a gentleman by the name of Pop Dyer. If you do a Google search, you'll find out that he was carries a lot of history in Indianapolis racing and motorcycle racing. Dyer Honda in Indianapolis is still in business, and it's all part of the same family. He had the first Honda dealership in the USA. He sold these plans for this little car for like $1 a plan out of the back of Poplar Mechanics in 1933. And so to promote him, he made a, watch out baby. Griffin's always in everything I do. So there's Griffin the Wonder Dog. He's got a hertsy leg today, so he's really stuck to me. Watch out baby. So anyway, they designed these little cars and they give you the plans to build them at home. And then you would use a Sears and Roebuck or various other catalog companies washing machine engine kit, to where they sold you all the stuff to make your washing machine gas powered. So this uses the gas motor from a washing machine and all the axles and stuff. And then tires were available at their local hardware stores. This one's actually one of 4 that were made that have hard tires, and there's a reason for that. You see there's outside pegs. Most of them were not built with outside pegs, and there's a reason for that. Now these are pretty unique. If you look closely, you'll see it actually has a rear suspension and a front suspension. It's got a front axle. The steering in it has actually got a gear reduction box on the steering, so it's got quicker steering. Little aluminum wheel. Aluminum wheel and the grill were all cast down in Indianapolis and sold separately. It's got a little airplane style seatbelt in there. I guess that's probably all you could get back then, was airplane surplus stuff. And then what happened was Pop Dyer and his partner, which I'll name him here in a bit, rented a spot at the Indianapolis State Fair, and they made these little cars here, 4 of them with the hard tires on them, to let parents test drive them so they could sell the plans. Well, the big snafu was, first night it rained, and their little track that they had paid for the space of was a mud track. So overnight they got a bunch of people together and they built a boardwalk track, a banked one, and they used that for the next few days of the fair. Well, when they did, it actually wore out the outside edges of the tires, and on the tires that they could flip around, like the front ones, they're completely bald because they could reverse them, but the back ones, because of the pulleys and stuff, are all just worn on one side, and that would have been the left-hand turn. Pretty cool. Now, watch out, Griffey. Now here in the front, you have a cast grill. Mine needs a little repair because these were used. And of the 4 boardwalk cars, there's only one known to exist, and that's this one. A lot of people have been after it, but they're really cool. Now, to kind of let the cat out of the bag, the other guy who was involved in these was Pop Dyer and Cannonball Baker. Now, Cannonball Baker was a well-known motorcycle racer at the time and also an Indy driver, but he's most well-known for us today from the Cannonball Run movies, and of course the Cannonball Run across the whole United States. He was the first one to do it on a motorcycle, and him and Pop Dyer built these cars by hand. So I mean, you don't get much better history than that. See the front axle? It actually moves up and down, and the steering works into it like a rack and pinion. It's really cool. I mean, like I said, this was built in 1933. A lot of famous people had these. Shirley Temple had one. It was given to her by Bojangles, and she used to get in trouble with it riding around the movie studio. So they took the motor out of it, and so after that, Bojangles would push her around so she could still ride it. Let me see if I can get the trunk open without too much trouble here. The trunk folds up, but I just got it sitting in there crooked. Little washing machine motor, but it uses all the. I know you can't see this because it's gonna be too dark. It uses all the pulleys from that. It's pretty neat. One of these days I'll get it outside in the sunlight and let you guys get a better look at it. But one of 4 made, the only survivor, 1933 pop dryer, Cannonball baker. Little, I guess you just call it a midget racer. Where they sold the plans and you made them at home and you could make the accessories yourself or buy them as options. And then they had all the aluminum pieces cast at a foundry in Indianapolis. Thanks for looking. Stuff in the background, we'll talk about that later.